Okay, the first thing that we need to do is solve for the area of the triangle. And we need to understand what the formula for area of a triangle is. So the area of a triangle can be found by taking 1/2 of the base and multiplying by the height. So the base of our triangle is located here at the bottom, 24 inches, and the height of the triangle is off to the side, the 7 inches. This 25 inches is just additional information that's not necessary when you're solving for the area of the triangle. So then we plug in the information. So we have 1/2 of 24 times 7. Okay, so we can go ahead and do 24 times 7 first, or we could take 1/2 of 24 and then multiply by 7. It really doesn't matter. But if we do 24 times 7, then we're going to get 168. And then if we just take half of 168, then we're going to find that we have 84. So this would be 84 inches squared. Next, we have area of a semicircle. So we know that the area of just a regular circle, if we wanted to find the area of a regular circle, we would just have to take the radius and square it and then multiply it by pi. Radius squared times pi would be the area for a regular circle. A semicircle is just half of a regular circle. So when we want the semicircle, then we're going to still do radius squared times pi, but then we'd have to divide that information by 2. Here in the problem, we're being given the diameter. So this is the diameter. If we divide this by 2, then we find that the radius is equal to 3. So then we can plug that information in. So we'll do 3 to the 2nd power, multiply that by 3.14, and then divide that by 2. So if we do 3 squared, that's going to give us 9, and then 9 times 3.14 will give us 28.26. Take half of that, we're going to get 14.13. So our answer is 14.13 centimeters squared. Again, if you just type this into the calculator all at once, it should do it for you. 3 squared times 3.14 divided by 2, you get 14.13. The next problem that we had was the trapezoid. So the area formula for a trapezoid is to take half of base 1 plus base 2 and then multiply it by the height of the overall trapezoid. So it doesn't matter which one of these bases we choose as base 1 or base 2, but it is important to make sure you know that your bases have to form parallel lines to each other. So the 7 and the 5 could not be considered bases because they eventually would have overlapped or intersected if they were to extend forever and ever. The 6 and the 8 are formed by parallel lines. So those would be our bases. I'll go ahead and label 6 as base 1 and the 8 can be base 2. The 4 is going to be the height because it's the value that's connecting the two bases together. So then we just plug this into our formula. 1/2 of 6 plus 8 inside parentheses, and then multiplying that information by 4. You have to do the 6 plus 8 first because it is inside parentheses. So 6 plus 8 is going to give us 14, and then we can multiply that answer by 4. So I'm going to go ahead and take half of the 14, which would give me 7, and then 7 times 4 is going to give me 28. So there's my answer, 28. And then for the last problem, they let us know that we have a square that is going to have a width of 5 feet, and they want to know what the area of the square is. So again, we've got a square, and it has a width that is 5 feet, and we want to know the area. So the area of a square, you just take the length and you multiply it by the width, or base times height. Usually I like to stick with length times width because then it makes a lot more sense when we get into our volume discussion. So when we're talking about a square, both the length and the width are identical. So that would mean we're doing 5 times 5, which would give us 25. And again, we're talking about feet, so that would be feet squared. So 25 feet squared would be your answer. And that's it for the warm-up.